everyone, I'm Allison Cope and you're here joining me on Scrapbook and Cards Today, and I'm going to share a really easy and quick tutorial on how to use your Copic markers to get a watercolor effect. So join me. A few things that I'm going to use today is some pattern paper. This pattern paper is by Bo Bunny called Pincushion. We're also going to use some Stampin' Up! Stamps. This one is a particular stamp set called I Like You. And we're going to use some Copic markers and some white embossing powder. Mine happens to be Hero Arts, but use whatever your favorite is. Alright, so I've actually taken a piece of die cut paper and I've actually already done my embossing because it's really hard to see on camera. But if you tilt it in the right light, you should be able to see that I have a little bit of white detail embossing. Okay, we're going to need our Copic markers, and we're also going to need, for this case I'm going to use an acrylic block, and I just have a piece of paper behind it so that I can see the colors. Alright, so I'm going to start with my peachy colors. I have an R01. And I'm literally going to take my marker and I'm going to scribble the ink all over top of that. Now it's really hard to see because it's a really light color. This one's a little bit more concentrated. And that one is an R02. Next we're going to need a water brush filled with colorless blender solution. So the same kind of blender solution that goes in your 0 marker, that's exactly what's in my water pen. Okay, so this is in here. This is going to be your quote-unquote your water for your coloring purposes. So basically I'm just going to take this. Now the tip shows as blue because it's a little bit dyed, but it has no ink on it. We're going to start with our light color. I'm just going to add a little solution. Pick it up off of our acrylic block and add it to our image. Now, of course, this is really hard to see with white. You could do this with a black embossing or whatever color you'd like. But it gives you a subtle watercolor effect, and you can go in and add more ink as needed. You don't need a lot of blender solution to get it to pick up that ink and add it. Okay. And it looks like I do actually have a little bit of blue coming off that tip. That's alright. Let's go in with our darker peachy color here, and I want a watercolor effect, so I'm doing it rather quickly. Okay. And if you go over the lines, not a big deal. I'm just going to rotate this so I can see it a little better. Kind of pretty. It's really loose in color, and that's what watercolors are. So I'm just going to continue on, and we're going to do another color, starting with our light color. And I'm just going to finish off the card and then I'll share my end results with you guys. Here's our finished panel. I went in and added a little bit more gray to the background, and I think I'll actually go in and do it again. Every time you add more color, it just deepens and enriches the color, just like this is fairly dark in comparison to some of the other leaves. So the more ink you add, the more color you get. So I'm just going to add a little bit more gray, and we'll be back to show you the finished card.